Hi and welcome to the second part of this tutorial. Now it's time to put everything together. What does it actually mean? So in the first video we have taken a look how to write all the expressions for the data points we need. So we wanted to grab the name, the mileage, rating, rating count, the price and the car dealer name. But the problem is that we have actually grabbed the data, for example this one, but just for one result, for the first one. Now, in the next step, we need to grab the results for every result, okay? So all in all, we have 20 results for each page, and we need to get access to all 20 results here, okay? This is the next step. So my approach is, I want to create an empty list for every data point I need, okay? Then I want to loop through all the results and append the necessary data inside this empty list. Okay, I hope this is not too confusing. Just be with me, follow me along, and I promise you, you will understand every step here. Okay, so first of all, we need to create our empty list. Lists, plural, okay, 6 in total. And we start with the name, okay? Empty list for the name. Then we want to create an empty list for the mileage. Sorry, this one for the mileage. Afterwards, we want to create, let's go ahead with the dealer name, okay? So dealer underscore name. This is also an empty list. And sorry for my typos here. Dealer name, okay? Next one, rating. Number 5 is the review underscore count. So did we actually name it as review count? Rating count, okay? So let's just name it the same. Rating count equals just an empty list, okay? And finally, we want to have the price. Okay, so this was step number 1. Create all the empty lists for the data points, okay? Name, mileage, dealer name, rating, rating count, and the price. Now we need to write the for loop and append the results inside this list. Okay, so for result in results. Okay, again, inside this results we have stored all 20 entries, so all 20 results. It's this one. Okay, this variable here. Oh, let me drink something. Okay. Sorry. So here inside this results variable, we have stored all 20 entries, okay? Here we have the length function, and this is number 20. Now we need to create, first of all, an iteration variable, okay? And we need to loop through this results list and append the necessary data inside this empty lists, which are created here. That's it. So for results, for result in results, we start with the name, okay? And what we want to do is name dot append, okay? And now the question is, what do we actually want to append inside this empty list? Now we can scroll up, because we have already done the major work, okay? So we need to copy this one, okay? Copy that, then go back down, append result dot, and now you just can paste what you've copied a few seconds ago. This one. So result dot find h2 get text. The only difference now is that we have replaced results 0 with the iteration variable, because now we don't want just to get the data point for the first entry, but for all entries. This is why we need to write our for loop and loop through each and every of these 20 results. This is the logic, okay? That's it. So name.append this expression, and I can actually I can actually run the cell right now, and for a short demonstration I want to show you what happens if I run it. So let's run it. Okay, we don't have an error message. And now let's print out this name list. Name, I run the cell, and voila, you can see it here. We have successfully grabbed all 20 different car names. This is the logic behind this simple for loop. So let's check the length. Name, it's 20, and this seems to be correct. Okay, I hope you have understood this point, guys. If not, please let me know in the comment section. And I would say let's just proceed with the next one. All right, and what I also actually like to do for this project, maybe it's not mandatory, but all in all, it's always a good practice to use the try and accept blocks. Okay, so give me 1 second, I will explain to you what this means. So try, then we have accept, and that means that, so first of all, let me write it down. So name.append not available, or n/a. Okay, short explanation. Here, every time we loop through the result page, we want to append the name of the car inside this list. Okay, but what do we do if, let's say, we have one entry without the car name? Okay, I don't want to get an error message just because there is one name not available for us. Okay, that means every time we have an entry without the proper car name, our list will append not available. Okay, so instead of getting an error message, we will just append not available. That's it. Okay, and if we have all car names for all results, we will just append the correct car names and nothing happens. And this is actually the simplified explanation of the try and accept block. That's it. Next one. And I think I can right now save some time, so I can just copy this few lines here, paste it here, okay, and replace the necessary stuff. So this is the mileage, this is mileage, and this is actually also the mileage list. That means I can copy that. Now we have the mileage.append, mileage.append, and what do we want to append is the following. We can scroll up, because again, we have done already the major part of the work. Let's start here, find, all the way until the end. Copy that. Let's go down. So mileage append result dot find blah blah blah, and this expression we can just remove and replace with this one. That's it. Okay, this is it. So let me just make another cross check, and for the rest of the data points I will do it a little bit more quickly. Okay, now let me run it. No error message, this is good. Now let's make use of the mileage list, print it out, and voila, we have 20 different points, data points. Okay, so let's check, make a cross check how long this list is. 20, this is correct. That's it. And this is actually the main purpose of this for loop here. Okay, so again, as I promised, the next one will be a little bit more faster. Okay, we have the dealer name. Okay, dealer name, dealer name. Now let me just copy the list name, paste it here, because now we want to append the upcoming results inside the dealer name list. Okay, now we want to scroll up, and this is actually the expression in order to find the dealer, the dealer name itself, so the car dealer name. Okay, I hope this was not too confusing. Again, we want to have access to this one. In this example, it's Mercedes-Benz of Bellevue. Here it's Mercedes-Benz of North Scottsdale, and so on and so forth. And we want to get access of this text element here. Okay, that means I copy this expression here, copy that, go back down, dealer name result.find until here, paste it. This should be fine. Copy this expression and let's target the next data point, which is the rating. Okay, now we have the rating and I can also copy this list. So highlight it, Control C to copy it, go down, and here I want to replace the old list with the new one. It's that, and also don't forget to replace the expression. Okay, so for rating we have this one. So copy this, go back down, and now let me just replace the old stuff with the new one. Okay, and this is actually always the same because again, if we don't find the targeted data, we just want to append n/a or not available. That's it. Next one. After the rating, we have the rating count. Okay, let's provide one comment, rating count. Okay, copy this lines, paste it here, and now copy the rating count list, rating count, paste it here, and for this expression we also need to replace the old one with this one. Okay, copy that, go back down, rating count result dot find, and here I want to replace the old one with the new one. That's it. And for this example, you have seen that just the value itself has changed, and all the other parts are remaining the same. Last point is the price. Here I want to copy that one, paste it here. Now change the comment, it's the price. Okay, copy the price list, paste, and we also want to have the new expression, which is this one. For the price, copy that, go back down, find, and now let me just paste it here. Okay, so this should actually be fine. Let's see if everything works, and I want to remove all the unnecessary lines. Okay, so I run everything again. Okay, and we don't have an error message. This is fine. And what I want to do now is the following. So this is actually the output of the previous execution. I can just cut it out. Not necessary anymore. And now we need to create our Pandas data frame. Okay, so let's see how this can look like. Again, we have imported Pandas directly in line number 3 in the very beginning of the project, and now we can make use of it. Okay, that means in this example I will choose this variable here, car dealer, okay, equals to pd.dataframe. Okay, and now inside this dictionary, because data frame takes a dictionary, we need to provide a key and a value. Okay, so for the first key I just want to provide name. Okay, you can just imagine like this. So let me just show you here. In this first example we want to provide as a column name. Okay, name is our column, and then underneath this column we have the results of this name list, which is exactly this one. Okay, again, when we have our data frame, in a few moments you will see it visually, we here create right now name as a column. Okay, and this is actually the list of all elements of all 20 names. Okay, this is actually the simplified explanation of what we want to do right now. So after the name I want to have access to the mileage, and mileage here is actually this mileage here is this list. That's it. Again, in every dictionary we have a key, we have a value. That's it. Key, value. And we do this for all the necessary data points. Next column is the dealer name. Okay, and the value is dealer name because this is the name of our list. That's it. Next one, we have the rating. Okay, we have the rating as the key, and the value is also rating. It's this one and this one. Good. Next point. The next column is the review count. Okay, and the value is rating count, not review count. We have rating count. My mistake. Rating count is the key, and the value is rating underscore count. And finally, we have the price, and the value is the price, which is this one. Okay, now I run this line and everything will make more sense to you. So run it. This looks good, no error message. Now let's print out this variable here. Okay, so car dealer, run it, and voila, you see that we have finally grabbed all the 6 data points which are necessary. So here we have for all 20 results the name, the mileage, the dealer name, rating, rating count, and the price itself. And this should actually be fine, but what I would like to prefer is the following. I want to clean this stuff a little bit, okay? Because for example here, I don't like this opening brackets, this closing brackets, and I mean I don't like this text element reviews because I know I have this rating count here, okay? So that means I just can cut off this reviews text element because I don't know, I don't need it, okay? So now let's take a look how we can make use of the data cleaning. Okay, so I want to provide a heading, so data cleaning. And now let's see how we can get rid of this unnecessary stuff here. Okay, so finally we want to have a number and we want to get rid of this opening brackets, closing brackets, and this reviews text element. Okay, so let's see how to do this. First we need to target this column. Okay, copy that one. Now our data frame is car dealer, okay, because it's this one, our variable. Now inside square brackets and inside a quote, we can paste the column name, okay, equals, and now we can just copy this expression again, paste it here, and in the next step we want to apply the lambda function, apply lambda colon x, sorry, I have misspelled something, so it's lambda x column x dot strip, because we want to make use of the strip function, okay? And what we want to do is we want to strip the reviews, okay? So this is the reviews text element, and we also want to strip this closing bracket. That means this part should be cut off, okay? And now it makes sense to cut also this opening bracket off, okay? And this is actually quite straightforward. After we have stripped the reviews and the closing bracket, we can go ahead and write down the next strip function, okay? Strip, and now inside this quote, I can just provide the opening bracket. That's it. And if you take a close look on that, you see that here inside this first quotes, we have this text element here, string element, reviews with the closing bracket. And inside this second quote, we just have this opening bracket, okay? Because here we are not able to cut off directly everything except this number, but because we have this number in the middle, okay? So we have this unnecessary opening tag, then we have our valuable number, and then we have again this unnecessary reviews text element and the closing bracket. That means we can apply the lambda function here and use 2 times this strip function. I guess there are a lot of different approaches out there how to make use of it, or how to accomplish the same goal with another approach. But for me, this way worked, and this is why I would like to share it with you guys. Okay, so let's see if this works here. Run the cell. We don't have an error message. And let me just print out the car dealer data frame again. And voila, you see here that we have successfully cut off everything except the number itself. Okay, so for the first one, we have 80 reviews on number 80, and this is what we have here. Okay, and for the last one, 482 and 482 without any text element. So this is actually it. This was just a short overview of how the data cleaning process can look like. And why have you actually written down this expression twice? So 1 and 2. Because if we, for example, would delete this one and just run everything from this element here until the end, it would work, but the old data frame wouldn't be overwritten. Okay, and since we want to store the new and cleaned data frame inside the old one, or I think I have just said it a little bit confusing. So we want to overwrite the old result with the new result. Okay, so this is it. And this is actually the point why we have used this expression twice. Okay, that's it. So now we have this data frame, and we can store everything inside the Excel file. So let's go ahead and write down car dealer .to underscore Excel. Okay, let's provide a name. So 1 second. I want this to be named single underscore page underscore car. Okay, .xlsx, and we want to ignore the index. All right, so again, car dealer is the name of this data frame, and we want to store it inside the Excel file. This is the name. Okay, and we want to skip the index, or to ignore the index. That's it. I run it. Okay, no error message. And now you need to make sure that you open the folder where your Jupyter notebook or this template is actually stored. So let me take a look. It's this one. And you can remember this was our name, single page car. Double click. Let's see what we have. And voila, we have successfully stored everything inside the Excel file. This looks good, but here, you know, we have just 20 results, and we want to make use of the multiple pages, or to get data from multiple pages. Okay, and this is actually what we do right now. So close the Excel file. Yeah, I can save it. Okay, minimize it, and now let's concentrate on getting the results of several pages and not just the first one. Okay, so in order to be able to scrape data from multiple pages, we just should do a few modifications to our existing code. Okay, that means here I will start everything from scratch. That doesn't mean actually that I start from the very beginning. That means we can actually separate part 1 from part 2. Okay, so this is it. The whole logic until this point just referred to one single page. Now we need to think a little bit about how to change this logic in order to get access to multiple pages. Okay? And the main part here, or the most challenging part, is to understand exactly how this link is actually working. Okay? So first of all, again, I will just copy the link of the first result page. Okay? And now I want to paste it here. So website equals to this link. Okay? That's it. And now let's see what changes if I go to the second page. Let's see. Okay, and have you seen what happened here? Now we have page equals to number 2. Okay. Next, if I go to page number 3, voila, this is the element which changes. Let's manually go to page number 6. Let's see if this works. Enter, and this works because now number 6 is highlighted. Again, cross check. Let's say we go to number 9, and voila, number 9 is opening. That means that everything here inside this link remains the same except this number, and this is the key point of the pagination part. Okay, so back to this Jupyter notebook. And what we want to do now is the following. First, let me just do this initialization steps. That means for this template, we also need to start with the empty lists, okay? So copy that, go back down, paste it here. Okay, now we have all this empty lists. Now we need to create a different for loop. Here we had the for loop for looping through the results of one page. Okay, now we need to create a separate for loop to loop through all this necessary results links. And for now, let's say we want to grab data, let's say for 10 pages. Okay, let's just start for simplicity reasons to scrape the data from 10 pages. Okay, let's do it. And here I can just provide one for loop. So for I in range, okay, and now I start from number 1, comma, 11. And if I write this down, for example, for I in range 1, comma, 11, that means we get all the pages from 1 until 10, okay, 10, because number 11 is excluded. Okay, so this is actually the logic for this range function. That's it. Now let me just indent this one. Okay, this should be fine. And here I can provide one comment. So this is the website in a variable. That's it. Okay, make it as simple as possible. Variable. All right. And so again, as I told you, this part here is what needs to be changed. And to be more particular, this is the only number which changes if we click on a different page. Okay, again, now we have page 9. Let's go to page number 4. And you see here, everything else is the same except this page number 4, which is highlighted here. That's it. Okay, that means we need to find a way to make this unstatic, okay, but dynamic. Okay, so dynamic instead of static. That means here, what I want to do now is the following. I will just cut this string off, okay, because again, we have stored everything inside a string element. It looked like this, okay, everything inside a string. And now the logic will look like this. We have, instead of one string element, we want to create 3 string elements, but this string element is not static, but dynamic. Okay, so let me show you. So here we have string element number 1 plus. Now we want to cast this I element inside a string. Okay, I hope, I don't know if this was clear enough, but let me just explain it to you again. So, 1 second. Okay, now, instead of having one string element, which is this link here, I've just created 3 different string elements. So, string element number 1, this is static. String element number 3, this is also static. But, okay, now you need to take care. Here, string element number 2 is dynamic. That means every time when the new iteration starts, okay, this iteration variable, which is this I, changes with each and every iteration. That means if I write down for I in range 1, 11, I start with number 1. Then in the next iteration I have number 2. Then number 3, number 4, all the way up until number 10, because again, number 11 is excluded here. Okay? And since we have stored this I element inside a string, we are able to concatenate this string element with this one and with this one. That's it. I hope this logic makes sense. If not, please let me know directly in the comment section, and I will try to explain it to you in a different way. Okay? So again, a short wrap up. Here we have created a dynamic string element, okay? And this I iteration variable changes with every time we loop through it, okay? That's it. And we start with number 1 until number 10, because 11 is excluded in this manner here. Okay, I know again there are a lot of different other ways, but this is what works best for me. Okay, that's it. So let's go ahead, and here after we have access to the website, we need to do everything from scratch again. That means we need to send a request. So it's this line here, right? I will just copy that, go back down. All right, paste it here. Now inside this comment section, I will write down request. Yeah, it's correct. Sorry for that. I think I need to drink something again. Okay, request to website. Then we need to create our soup object. Let me just provide this up front. Soup object. Scroll up. And our soup object was created here. Okay, copy that. All the way down. Paste it here. Okay, now we need to make use of the results variable. So it's results. Okay, scroll all the way up and let's see where we have stored our results variable. It was here. Copy that all the way down. Paste it here. Okay, and now this should actually look good. Now what we need to do is, and now comes actually the easy part, because we have already looped through every result item. Okay, it was this part, this here, and what we can do now is the following. We can just copy everything, copy that, go back down, and now paste it here. And you see we have this second for loop. Don't forget this indentation, otherwise it will break. Okay, indented. This is it. Let me just remove this unnecessary lines. Okay, this should be fine. And now in the next step, what I want to do, I want just to run the cell. And now maybe we should wait a little bit, because now we don't have just one page, but we have 10 pages. Okay, and this is why it takes a little bit longer. But in the meantime, when I was talking, it was done. Okay, because here we don't see the star anymore. Every time you use the Jupyter Notebook, and something is loading, you just see a star. And then if you have this whole number, either you have an error message or everything went fine. And for us, we don't see an error message, and hopefully this went fine, okay? So that's it. Now in the next step, we need to create our data frame again. So easy part is incoming. That means this part here, I also can just copy, go all the way down, paste it here. This is it. Okay, run this cell. Okay, this looks good. And now let's print out the result. So the car dealer is the name of the data frame. I will run this cell here, and voila, you see we have access not just to 20 results, but to 200. And again, we have grabbed 10 pages, and 10 times 20 is 200. All right, guys, this looks good. And for example, here in the data cleaning process, I can again go all the way up. It was here, copy this line, paste it here, run it. And now I can output this data frame again, car dealer, and voila, again, we just have this number and not this reviews text element with these brackets. This is actually it, guys. So I hope this part was not too confusing. Actually, here we have done almost everything what was actually accomplished here when we grab just the results of one page. The only difference is actually that now we don't want to work with a static URL or link, but with a dynamic one. We know that this element here, this number changes every time I go to the next page or to the previous page. The other parts of the link remain the same. That means we need to find a way of doing or creating this link dynamic instead of static, and this was actually the solution. Here we have this iteration variable. We want to get the page from 1 to 10. Again, 11 is excluded. And this iteration variable will be casted inside a string. That means with every iteration, we can combine this text element, and every time we have a different number from 1 to 10, from page 1 to page 10. That's it. And then when we have access to this link, the logic will be the same again. We need to send a request to each and every link. Then we need to create a soup object for each and every link, store the results, and then we need to loop through all the results and append the extracted data inside this empty lists here, which we have created in the very beginning. That's it, guys. This is the whole logic behind of what we have done in the last, I don't know, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, I don't know. Okay, so this is our result here. And finally, let's store again everything inside an Excel file. So cardealer dot to underscore Excel. Okay, and here let's provide a different name. Let's say multiple underscore pages underscore cars. Okay, dot xlsx, comma, index equals false. That's it. Okay, this is our way to store everything inside an Excel file. Now I can run this cell. No error message, very good. And keep in mind, this is the name of our new file, multiple pages cars. Open the folder where your notebook is stored. Okay, and this is the file we have created a few seconds ago. Okay, multiple pages cars. Double click on this one, and voila. Now we have the results, not just of one page, but of 10 pages, because 10 times 20 equals 200, and here we have all the necessary data. This is it. If you want to modify it a little bit, you can do it, but I think I have right now a bug inside the Excel, Never mind, this is not necessary. Okay, if you want to make this on your site a little bit more colorful, go ahead and do this, but maybe I should restart the Excel file. Never mind, it's not necessary right now. The most important part was actually done. Congratulations. We were able to get access to multiple pages of this car dealer website. Okay, guys, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for your time, for your attention, for your patience, and also for your trust. And I hope to see you guys in one of my next tutorials. Wish you all the best. Stay safe. Bye bye.